Hey guys, back with a little more content from the Mindseer on YouTube. Saw this morning X slash Twitter slash whatever followed suit and released their recommendation algorithm as open source. They'd done this a few years ago. It's actually really interesting to compare the set of algorithms that they use now, the models that they use now versus what was in place, 2 or 3 years ago. I have a couple thoughts on this, but the main, TLD bar, TLDW, whatever we're supposed to call it when it's a YouTube video, is really, I think, two things that come to mind. The first is this is just still, it's really honing in on engagement uber alles, right? Engagement over all else for how the system works. There's very little in the way, and I'll put the link in the chat, and you can go check it out. The section you really want to look at is the Phoenix section. There's also another section that deals more with a section of code, I should say, is the Phoenix section. There's another section that deals more with how recommendations come through from folks already in your network. That's a little bit more simplistic. But both of these modules really work to find a way to rank posts that you might find engaging. And so there's a host of sort of features of behaviors that get featureized in the model, and then most of those are positive things like dwell time, likes, comments, and then a few are negative. Less like this, blocks. There's really not a lot of ways to enrich an algorithm through negative feedback. There's also not a lot in terms of code that's instantiated to create diversity in your feed. And there's actually more of that going on in the code base from 3 years ago than there is now. So this is really Elon kind of moving harder and harder into this, engagement over everything. And that's something to note, because I think that's the core of what is driving a lot of the negative impacts of these social media driven news ecosystems. What's hurting our societies so much is really that engagement overall else kind of approach. That's really what's creating silos. And there's nothing that I see here that shows them trying to address that. And the second thing, this is more for my nerds, my ML nerds, but they've replaced a lot of what used to be done with regression. They've replaced with vector search. That's how that's their wide and fast search, their first part of their search for what you might find interesting. So that's all done now with vector similarity. Again, not a lot there to enrich your feed. It's really just, is this similar to what you've seen before? But instead of doing that with a model, they're just doing it with scaled vector search, vector databases, which makes a lot of sense, nice and cheap. But again, my concern is this doesn't show a lot of institutional interest in making the system work better for us as a society. Thanks. Looking forward to your comments down below. Have a good one.